Good. Welcome back, Lorraine. Even though I know you guys aren't here yet. All right. Hi. Sorry about that. Muchos apologetisos. I apologize deeply for the delay. Um, Unfortunately, my internet connection died, and so we lost out for a little while. I forget where I was, and I'm going to wait a couple of minutes for a couple of people to come in. So while we're doing that, I'll just recap. We were talking about everything that was going on in Lorraine City. We were talking about building up to me discussing recent events online with certain people, and we were discussing Sheriff Hall, and the $240,000 of unpaid invoices that he found. Um, we were doing all of that, and let's see. We were about to get into the whole scenario with what's been going on with me. So, for those dying to know, yeah, like I got in a conversation with my insurance holder, whatever the office you want to call them. Like, I have a provider that I work through. They had gotten a call from the public, an individual who had made some claims. And again, nobody wants to deal with that. I don't blame them. They got a little weird. I don't know why, but they did. And so that's fine too. Whatever. I imagine it has something to do with the comments that are being made about me online. Um, and I noticed that. So I'm going to try to talk about these people without talking about these people, right? Like without invoking their names. So the one female individual that is highly upset with me and has been for quite some time, you can trace that back. You can go look on my page. I posted all of the pictures of everything that's gone on between her and I. And it's just been a plethora of her trying to engage me consistently about different things. And her, just like Aiden, just like that. You know what? This is going to be impossible to say without saying their names, but just like that goon, just like even my interactions with Miss Byer, like everything ends up coming to this negativity. It comes down to this somehow, like we're mad, like that the other one of us is scooping the other or something. I don't know. I don't care. I'll give it to whoever wants the information. I've done that since the start. Every time I talked to Aiden in the past, it was like, send me what you got. Send me what you got. I send you what I got. I'll send you what I got. Like I shared everything I had with Kathleen every time I had it. I still will. Like I don't care. It only benefits all of us. It really does. It only benefits all of us. So the whole purpose of the Aaron that you guys all talk about, like that guy George Patton, like that's a show. Smoke and mirrors, folks. Pay no attention to the guy behind the curtain, right? Like that guy was a show. That guy was designed because I had a chief of police coming at me, and I was working for the county. And I mean, for those that are out there that are, if you guys would just, and this is what I tell clients all the time, if you just put yourself in someone's shoes for a minute, imagine you're a new practitioner and you've been at OSU and they're beating it into your head. This is what you do, 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 this is what you do. Every semester, every quarter, it's catharsis training, catharsis training. You're in a group of people, someone says something, what do you do? You're in a group of people, someone says this, what do you do? Do you speak out? Are you quiet? The answer was always you speak out. The answer was always you do the right thing. The answer was always, 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 always. Now, I'm a veteran, and that really made my mind happy. It really made me feel safe because rules are rules, and rules are what make me feel safe. And so they're telling me, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to be this, you got to be that. perfect. Every step of the way out of the gate as a social worker, I ran into people that they didn't really embody that. Every job I've been at, every place I've been at, for instance, this whole thing with my current job, like, yeah, they bailed because again, they were a fancy place in a fancy town, and I was fine as long as I was on the DL. It wasn't until they started getting calls, and I'm sure those calls look like what these messages look online. And if I'm a practitioner and these are females working in an office, and I saw what Miss Draco Hilton is writing about me online, saying that, my mental health is so bad that I'm going to go do something very drastic there's absolutely no way. I have three names. My name's Aaron Christopher. And so, like, there's zero chance I'm going to go out and do anything because I'd be known forever, like the three named guy. Like, if you're known by three names, it's bad. I'm not going to be that veteran. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be that social worker. I'm not going to be that human. I'm not going to be that man. I'm not going to be that person. This is not going to happen. You'll never see me going out and doing any of the things that she's insinuating that I would do. As far as, I'm not going to say it because it would probably get the video blocked. But she said some stuff online about me that to a fellow Republican, Mr. Moreau, that you guys saw it. She did say that she said that I could go mental enough to go, pew pew things. And look, I had a CCW that I let lapse and I don't even carry anymore because I believe that my social work advocacy is stronger than that. I know that's foolish for those that are Second Amendment supporters, and I still would, I'm not saying I don't believe in the Second Amendment or carrying. I just believe that I'm much more valuable to society as someone using what they taught me at OSU to stop these behaviors. And so I roll into this election, and everyone kept saying, hey, run for office, run for office, run for office. So I ran for office. I wanted to start small. I'm not going to go running for big offices, so I chose 6th Ward. I already knew, based on what I told you guys earlier and the conversations I'd had, that Baez wasn't running. So that's why I kept saying, like, to everyone, going, like, you think Baez is running, but he's not. You need to find someone to run. I didn't think they'd dig up who they dug up, honestly. Like that, I thought they'd dig up, I don't know, a new candidate, and we'd make a show of it. But we get what we get. Now you guys have a candidate, and we're running against each other. Great. Like, but I knew I was never running against Baez. I knew it. Like, I'd already figured that out. And you guys can be mad at me as much as you want on that. They should have known better. If they didn't, shame on them. If they did, shame on them. They should have, so shame on them. Like, it took me all of like 10 minutes to pull that string and figure that out. And I've gone through and I talked with everyone about it. So just go back and look. Like, say, hey, did you sign the civil service agreement that said that you wouldn't participate in partisan politics? Yeah. Did you do that after you'd already started a partisan politician career? Yeah. Did you stay in that position after you did it? Yeah. Did you vote on your boss's salary twice? Yeah. Did Aaron tell you not to do it? Yeah. Did you still do it? Yeah. What'd you say? I said, I was told I was good. I know everybody in Lorraine City Council wants to call up, Riley and ask legal advice. The Attorney General and the Ethics Commission both have, I believe, lawyers on call. At least I know the state has lawyers on call for any elected official to call and ask ethics advice. And for as much as everyone wants to be mad at me for everything, I'm nothing but trying to be ethical across the lines. Because the problem is this, guys, it's not about us and the working professionals. It's about how the public sees us. And I won't be at this for very long. And the way you guys are coming at me, probably not that long at all. But the bottom line is that I'm going to square this away one way or the other. You may take my license, you may take my career, you may take whatever you want to try to take, but you're not going to take my heart of who I am. You're not going to change me and make me be who you are. You're not going to drag me down. You're not going to make me less than, because that's not who I am. I I think it's funny. On one hand, you can say, I have no friends, and on the other hand, say that I'm sending my people to stalk you, Miss Hilton. Like, you, I I don't know. Like, I don't know where you live. I don't even know where Garen lives. I know that he says it. It's on Ivanhoe because he says it all the time in his little things, but I've never been there. I don't go anywhere my GPS doesn't send me. So if I don't have your exact address, I'm not going there. And why would I? I have anxiety. I don't want to go out and confront these people. I do it here because there's no one around. You say, "Oh, you're brave on a camera." Yeah. I mean, well, obviously I'm not. Like I get in public. I did what I did with Joel the other night, but the bottom line is that there are times to stand up and be a man or a human or just a person that has morals and says, "No, you're not going to do that." Like, what? He's going to do it just because he gets to and because everyone lets him. Not until somebody actually says, "No, we don't do that." Will he stop? So I said, "No, we don't do that." Maybe he'll stop now. Everyone wants to, let's get into this other situation with Bober. And do I believe he called? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Here's what I do know. I know that maybe 8 weeks ago or so, Aiden Fogel looked me up online, and he looked me up on my LinkedIn, and he found out where I work. And he made some posts about, wouldn't it be interesting if someone called his work, yada, yada, yada. Oh, I see. No, he's an independent contractor. Well, I wonder if they would like to know how he conducts himself online. That's what Aiden said. In the grand scheme, I think it might have been Aiden, but why would Aiden throw Bober under the bus like that and say it was a third party if it wasn't Bober? So Aiden writes on, I think nothing of it after he writes that. And then I'm not in the office often because I worked telehealth on all of my clients, basically. And so on one of the times that, and again, my boss wasn't the exact greatest at showing up or being a great supervisor. I mean, I paid her monthly to meet with me, and I met with her maybe 3 times in a year, but I digress. We finally meet, and she says, "Oh, by the way, a few weeks back, I got this call from a concerned citizen saying you were doing XYZ and associating your job with your political leanings." Now, I don't know what happened between then and now because everything seemed fine. And then I get just a random text saying, "Hey, contracts we're not going to. But again, I don't know. I just know that it all happened and it happened really quick. And I was only seeing like 10 clients. And, it sucks ass for them. Because in the grand scheme, as I said to everyone, I have my military disability. I was working because I got my disability as soon as I had started this job, a few months in, and it went up because I'd been working on my documentation. It takes forever with the VA. And so they'd given me ratings, but they were researching other stuff and they were connecting dots. So they finally connected the dots, and I went overnight from 40 to 80, and that changed my, how much money I was making. And so then it really did just become about helping clients. So I wanted to stay and work, and it was a great job. I got to be online. I got to do this, that, and the other. But whatever was said to them made them so shaky that the way they acted was just really weird. And again, I'm one of the only guys, me and one other guy in the office. And so it just, I can only imagine what they said. And you know what? If that's what you guys want to say about me, I'm apparently not doing a good enough job to dissuade people from thinking that. That's on me. But you didn't do any real damage to me. Like, I went and got my stuff. Like, I love the way my wall looks now, by the way. I got all my stuff back. Like, every time I nest at a new office, bad things happen. I had just started nesting there, and then I didn't have any clients there. I had one or two. It was pretty much all here. So here's where I've been. Here's where my books are at. Like, here is what makes me happy. And so I got my stuff. I told her, like, hey, I told the boss even, I was like, hey, you know what? You did me a favor. I'm loyal. I would have never left. I'm rolling through these different agencies, and I'm starting to realize that I have a social work. Like, hold on, I got to get my cat out of this thing. Hey, you stop trying to eat dog food. Not cool. I already fed you. Sorry about that. Cat's being weird. But I mean, look, guys, I don't care enough about these other people to be mad at them. I don't know where they live. I don't want to know. You know, I like it here. I explained it once to somebody. You know, if you talk to somebody, you know, they make fun of my mental health, and they talk about me, and they say I'm this, they say I'm that. So, what exactly? I mean, most of you, and I know there's only 4 people in your watch right now, but people watch. I know, and again, this is long term. I would challenge people to tell me what it is that I said in any of those videos or any of my statements online about any of these people that has been threatening or lies or really anything. I just don't. All I did was, yeah, I told the truth. Occasionally I would tell people, hey, you're kind of being this or that, and I cursed a lot. And that was the thing, was because I looked around Lorraine, and everywhere I went when I was working in juvenile justice, I would use big words, and I would talk in very succinct ways, and I would be like saying things, and the kids would be like, why do you always speak like that? And I realized that in social work they say speak the language of the people. Well, let's just be honest. Nobody takes you seriously in Lorraine if I'm just up here going, okay, guys. So today what we're going to do is we're going to discuss the ins and outs of politics. I'd like to talk to you guys about, you know, exactly how things go. So when you do see, it doesn't sell. So I came in with a gig. I came in with a bit. I came in as George Patton because when I tried being just Aaron Knapp, I got come after by James. And I tell people, you know, I'm pretty sure he rused the day that he engaged and met me. And that's true. I'm pretty sure. But it could be said the same of me. I rue the day that we went down this path. I look at all of this and I go, why? Why though? Why do we have to be like this? So, you know, again, if we talk about the Lorraine Ritchie page, and again, I hate bringing people's names up because then they get mad and they, oh, look, it is what it is. We bring my name up. We call me by multiple names. All of us are in the public eye. And so if you want to get mad, there's no way any of us can really be mad. Myself, Aiden, Tia, Kathy, Mary, Lauren, Garen, now Jane. All of us are active participants in our government. All of us. I don't dislike what look. I don't dislike what Tia does. She went up against JD like that. Ugh, hold on. I want total records flying everywhere. She challenges the system. She's challenging the water bill. I don't have an issue with any of that. None of what she's doing do I have an issue with. I've liked most of what she's done. But somewhere in the midst of all of this, I went after someone she cared for. And I think that's what set this all off. I don't know if it's McCann. I don't know if it's Mary. I don't know if it's JD. Well, it can be JD. I mean, I guess it could. She was and then she wasn't. I mean, it's like with all these people. I have trouble keeping up. I'm reading through old stuff, and my attorney was at one point so and so's attorney. And at one point, Tia and Garen and my attorney and everyone else were all friends and buddies, and then everyone didn't like each other. And at one point, Demakia was feeding information supposedly to Garen, and Mary was mad at that. And then the next minute, Mary's tying Demakia's shoes, and then one minute, like Aiden's out there yelling and screaming at God and everyone, requesting all of Tom Williams's records and going after Dave Moore and going after Jeff Riddell and just bark, 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 just hammering him, right? I loved everything he was doing. I was like, yeah, man, get it. Like when you go back and you look at my post with him, like him and I were talking for a while. Like I spent some hours on the phone with him. I mean, look, other than some of his questionable decisions and his arguably questionable real estate ethics, I don't dislike what he does. I think it was Jack Hall once who said it the best when he said every town needs a Karen or an Aaron, or a Garen or an Aiden or a Tia or Lorraine. I read all, you say what you will about her. And again, I do. But her older stuff that she was writing and even all that blog, that I don't disagree with a lot of what she writes. She's an intelligent woman. But again, all these people want me to acknowledge their whatevers, their intelligence, their activism, their whatever, while they crap on me. And I never did anything to any of these people. Sans the internet world, Tia is so fond of pointing out we've never met. Yet she and I never met Aiden either. Yet they managed to get pictures of me. Like, she posted that I posted the pictures about her and homeboys. Like, someone else posted those. Those were sent to me. I'm not on her page. I don't see Tia's pictures. So I have nothing to do with any of that. And so again, I've been dealing with these people. I blocked them all for a reason. And now I can be happy because I blocked them all. And the more I block, the better I feel. And the less stress I have to go through. Now, as I've said before, once I am elected in office, once, Mr. Arroyo is done keeping my seat warm, I will be forced to make a page and I will be forced to listen just the way that all these people are now. But moving forward, I'm not going to address the Tia, Aiden, any of that moving forward, right? I know that they're posting stuff. I'm just going to say it. I know that she's made AIs with Kamala Harris. I know that Aiden and her have both insinuated multiple times that I'm homosexual and that that I have a phallic that smells of a certain odor. And that's fine. So what if I am? Like none of that bothers me. You can say all these things you want to me and I'm never going to get mad about that. I do dislike the fact that you are making that into an insult and that makes you a bigot. And then you go on Lorraine Ritchie's page and she allows it because, again, they think it's funny. And I get it. Back in the 90s, we all engaged in those kind of behaviors, right? Like, we're a society that used to call Brazil nuts, the big brown nuts in there, a bad word. We called Brazil nuts Entos. Some of the most intelligent people I know have used that word in front of me and said when I was younger, I don't eat the end toes. And they didn't say end toes, right? They used the other words. And I was like, why is that okay? And as we get older, we realize these things aren't okay. And so I understand that that's hurtful to people who are LGBTQ. And so if you want to be mad at me, those people that I've mentioned, call me, I don't know, tell everyone I'm stupid. Tell everyone I I don't know. I don't know how to swim. Tell everyone that I never learned how to tie my shoes. That I only wear cowboy boots because I can't tie my laces. Although I do wear Nikes a lot. Tell people that I write horrible articles, or that I like to dress up on the weekends and sci-fi or fantasy or LARP. I don't know, make something up. But the gay stuff's got to go. Like, I don't care. If it makes you feel better, if it'll get you to stop talking about people of that nature, I'll just tell you, fine. I'll admit it. I'll just say I'm whatever you want me to say I am. It would be a lie. I can't even say it because I don't lie. I don't intentionally lie. I can't admit it. Damn it. I just wish you'd pick something else, because that's not who I am. And if it was who I was, I would gladly claim it. If I was, all right, so let me put it this way. If I was homosexual, I would gladly admit it and be proud of it, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's not a bad thing. It's not. It's not a bad thing. People are allowed to do what they want in their own bedrooms, in their own homes. They're allowed to be who they want to be. So you guys can pick any other name for me. Like, call me whatever you want. I don't care. Just, guys, that's just not nice to other people. It doesn't matter about me. Like, let me think of something I really don't like. I mean, I am really. There's not much you're gonna throw at me that's gonna really make me angry. So I really, I just really don't have anything that I can say you guys can throw at me that you're gonna upset me with. I am who I am, and I'm gonna keep being that guy. And so I posted the stuff. I know my treasurer, she calls me out there. She's like, "Stop with the Tia stuff, because people want to think you're." I'm not, guys. Like, I've blocked all of these people. They're not. I don't see them. But everyone thinks that this is me. Okay, Lorraine Ritchie. Everyone thinks it's me. That I'm somehow on that page, and I know I've teased that I'm on the page, and I know I've let you know that I'm on the page. Okay, I'm gonna say it once and for all. I'm not on the page. I only have the George Patton and the Aaron Knapp Facebook pages. I created some other ones that have either been deleted or fallen off. Those are the only two I'm using: Aaron Knapp and George Patton. And I don't use George Patton. George Patton is only there to moderate the pages, because I don't want them associated with me. I like that the George Patton profile just automatically welcomes them. It does everything for me. So it's my automatic. And so I let it do what it's going to do. And that's it. So all of the stuff I get from your page, Lorraine, it's not from me. It's from not just one, but a lot of people on your page. People don't like what you're allowing to happen. I wasn't getting a lot of this stuff. Just like when people talk about the Baezes of the world, not the Antonio, but the Miguels, right? And they go, "Oh, you were always working with Aaron." No, he wasn't. None of these people want to work with me. Everyone feels the same way about me as you do. I mean, poor John Murrow. I see him online today, and he's talking about like I'm watching him. Like, I just see. It's a good picture of you, John. I like it. As usual, I am the boogeyman of the Lorain County Republican Party. That, despite sensible and logical efforts, the party is determined to squelch truly conservative viewpoint because some egotistical. Well, I'm not. Yeah, okay, people. Because I'm not gonna. You should change that one. I wouldn't use gender again. of the LCGOP want to engage in some of the most intense smearing of a Republican with a lot of real world experience. Everyone wants to make this guy out to be the bad guy. I don't think he's the bad guy. I think that everyone fears change. I think that that's what those books back there say. I think that's what life says. And I think that's why that, well, in the case of certain people, I truly believe, like, look, I have anxiety, I have PTSD, and I have ADHD. So I know why I do what I do. I've diagnosed myself, I figured out who I am, and I'm copacetic. I'm totally okay with me. Am I gonna do any of the things that T is saying I'm gonna do? Absolutely not. There's zero chance in hell that I would ever irresponsibly handle a firearm for one. That's just poor gun ownership, weapon ownership. I don't do that. Secondly, I would never take out any sort of anxiety, aggression, or anything on anyone. I don't fight like anymore. My battling days are over. At this age, with the conditions I have, it would be a death sentence, and rightfully so, because I still believe that I should be able to work out any problem I have with my brain and my mouth. That's it. I've faced every challenge I have ever faced that's been scary with my brain and my mouth. Anytime that there's been a weapon involved, it means everything else has failed. In the military, if we're shooting at someone, it means smarter people were stupid. I didn't decide in the military. We didn't decide in the military who we got to fight, who we didn't. You pointed us the weapon at what you wanted gone, and we made it gone. Right? You gave us a set of rules to follow. We were good at those rules of engagement, and I'm good with that. That's why people talk to me now and they're like, you're like a chainsaw. I'm like, yes, I am. Point me at what you want fixed. Again, I'm gonna fix this stuff and then I'm gonna go away, guys. I'm not staying. I'm not trying to grab power. I'm not trying to be amongst, the politicians of the world. I'm not trying to get money. I'm trying to fix this for the little guy. I'm trying to make this better for everyone. I believe John Moreau is doing it. I believe other people are doing it. And I believe it scares people. I believe that a lot of us have the same goals in mind. I think a lot of us just think we have different ideals in the way we're going to go about things. The problem is that everybody in Lorain County has been doing things, and Lorain City's been doing things one way forever. They all think it revolves around jobs, which is why they always go after mine. They all think it revolves around careers, which is why they try to make theirs off the back of the politicians that they support and the appointments that they get, without realizing, just like executive orders, those appointments too go away in 2 to 4 years, and that's no way to live. And again, I get it. I've had a rough go in my social work career. Like, when I started out, ethically speaking, I've stuck to my guns, and I've found that many of my peers aren't willing to do that. And that's okay too. Not everybody is capable of standing up and putting their career and their license on the line to do the right thing as I am. And if people want to call on me, so be it. I can't stop them. I promise you, each step of the way, I learned something new. So this time around, I wasn't putting anything out other than my card. Now, my card, I now, in hindsight, think has the little barcode on it that takes you to my Psychology Today, that takes you to my information, that leads you straight to calling my boss, my office, not my boss. So again, lesson learned. LinkedIn, private, Facebook, there'll be no mention of anywhere I work ever again if I do choose to go back to work. Because again, I don't have to. I'm still gonna get paid. That's the thing. Like, I know that those people believe that somehow it's gonna make me sad. I I get paid no matter what. So you just give me more time to make podcasts. You give me more time to run for office. You give me more time to be the guy that I need to be. But in the grand scheme of things, you don't matter to me, any of you. That's why I blocked you. Even the people I disagree with on my page, I let stay. There are plenty of people on my page that I debate with on the regular that are still on this page, that come at me incessantly, that are just as hardcore as each and every one of those people that I blocked were against me. They're just not those people. I don't care if you disagree with me. I care if you can't ever be able to agree to disagree. I care if you're willing to go after people's jobs. I care if you're hunting. You guys are hunting to try to find something to attack me on. And all you do is teach me each step of the way where my weak points are. My job has always been a weak point. My drive to help people has been a weak point for me. But it's my greatest strength. You're not going to steal that from me. And so, for the record, and again, I'm going to say it when I talk about her for once when it comes to this stuff, I do not have any care, desire to be around or to instigate anything with that person that thinks that I'm stalking her. I'm not. Everything that I get is because she posts all that stuff on that Lorraine Ritchie page. And again, in the grand scheme of things, I just wanted them to stop allowing bigotry to occur on that page. I just thought that you say on your intro that you're not going to allow certain things, but you allow it. And from the start, you never allowed me. I didn't even know you existed. Someone goes, "Hey, did you see this person?" So Lorraine had posted, and I have it because it's like some weird. There's a post above it that makes it look like it's something else, but thing that said if you post anything from Garen Petty or Aaron Knapp, it'll be removed, and then if you continue, you'll be banned. Now this was from someone I didn't know. I was like, wait, what? So I did a little research. I had tried to add the page and was refused. Never was allowed. And so then one person I know went in there and was still posting her stuff and she banned him. And I was like, wow, that's harsh. Like, I get it if it was graphic, but it wasn't. And so that's where that love affair began. And so I've just constantly, like, people saw it. And of course, again, they love a good drama. So they just feed it to me. And I run with it. So, Lorraine, when you think that it's me talking about you, it's me doing all of this, it's not. It's people within your own circle that see the hypocrisy that you're selling, that see that no matter what I may say or do on my page about blocking certain people, and yes, to be clear, I blocked you because you won't let me on your page. Offered up the olive branch, you let me on your page to defend myself, and I'll gladly let you on my page to talk. But you don't get to demand anything of me. But your own inner circle is the one that's feeding me the information. Just like in the schools, just like in the police department, just like in the government, you all think, what am I, a hacker? What am I, magic? What am I, Thanos? And I can snap my fingers and suddenly I just have everything in my hand? No, I don't know all of this stuff. Stop being stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You guys act like, oh yeah, Aaron's magic. I know Garen thinks I'm magic because I told him I was going to do everything that I've done so far like a year ago. I said, again, just like when I always go by this one. What was it? Here, we're gonna look at this. I always tell people that it's.
Now we're going to go down to the sidelines and our man Lynn Swan. Swanee, what do you have for us?
I'm with Vicky Valancourt, who's taking over Bobby Boucher's water duties for this important game.
No, I'm not taking over. I'm just trying not to screw up too bad.
Well, let me ask you this. What's your prediction for the rest of this ball game?
My dog's going to win 30 to 27.
That's very
30 to 27.
How did you come up with that guess?
Yes. That ain't no guess. That's what it's going to be.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, be careful down this one.
It ain't no guess. Is what it's gonna be. And then at the end, that's what it was. Guys, like, I have a game plan. It's in a book back here. I followed it. It worked. But they've gotten so mad that they have to come after my job now. They've gotten so mad that they have to attack me. Oh yeah, not Jane. Jane's stingy. She's selfish. She doesn't share anything with me. You're mean, Jane. But for the record, there's like 10 other people that are very nice that aren't Jane Morales. Again, because they see the hypocrisy. It wasn't until she started really letting Tia and Aiden run that page and make it their own personal crap ground that people really started sending me stuff. I had like one person that would send me stuff every once in a while, and then and they were cautious. You notice when I post this stuff, right? All right, if you look when I post this stuff, there's a little black mark over the name of the people, right? I don't post that. I didn't put the black mark on there. They did. They don't even let me know who they are. That person. That's how secretive they were. But then she started allowing this to become a pissing contest. She started allowing Tia and Aiden and all them on there, and that, yeah, I know, it's there to promote that. But anyway, and so like they started allowing that to happen, and then the people within the group started to wake up. They started to look and go, well, wait a minute, what did this guy do that was so bad? Like, I'm still trying to figure that out. Aiden, Tia, Deb, all of them, they say I've done all these horrible, rotten things. Okay, what have I done? What? I'll wait. What do you got? I called a few people names. We all do that. I mean, I was mean occasionally. I posted something about Mr. Bober. I remind them of what the law is. I won in court. I win always. I'm not wrong. Really, that's what it boils down to is every last one of them would say, yeah, you missed the early part of this conversation. That's all I was talking about earlier. Like, but that's never going to happen. It's never going to happen because none of them can pull their heads out of their asses long enough to actually let it go because they all want to be the star of the show. I'll give them everything. One of them wants to lead. One of them wants to step up and do what I'm doing. I will gladly give them the reins and feed them all the information they need to win. I've said that since day freaking one, but nobody has the damn balls to get up and do it themselves. So guess what? You get me. I may not be the best, but I'm all you got at this point. Because everybody else sits behind closed pages and nags and bitches and moans and cries. For as much as they say babies cry and all this stuff when I open my mouth, no, I educate people when I open my mouth. I have knowledge when I open my mouth. And so again, what that page has turned into is a wine fest and everyone crying about me and supporting Mary. Again, I'm not even running against Mary. I'm not running for at large. I'm running for the seat the angels keeping warm for me. So that's the only thing I care about. I'm not worried about the at-larges. I'm not worried about Lorraine Ritchie. And again, I love that little diatribe that they had. After Aiden comes online and says, not only did Aaron Bober do it, but he used his real name. I'm not saying he did or he didn't. I'm not saying that my boss did or didn't let it slip who actually said it. I'm not saying that I know it was him. I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying who it was. I'm not saying if it was a he or she. But I am saying that I find it highly unlikely. Yeah. I find it highly unlikely that Mr. Bober, police officer for Sheffield Village, who was very angry at me for posting this stuff that he put on there about suicidality, and then his brother came in and threatened me. He was very mad. And then on a page that they think they're protected in, they start joking and bragging. And Aiden is in there bragging and they're laughing and they're doing their victory dance. Yeah, he got fired. Ha ha ha. And then Aiden pops out with, yeah, it was Aaron Bober. He even used his name. That's very specific. Then it gets back to me, and then now Lorraine has to apologize. They all have to apologize, but they made a big show of it on the page. Come on, guys. I'm not stupid. And if he wants me to believe that he didn't call, please. Then whoever called should admit it. They're all friends. If you want me to think Bober didn't do it, then one of you step up and tell me who did it. But I find it hard to believe that right after that happened, and then suddenly, after I find out that Aiden ran his yap online and snitched out Bober, and then Bober suddenly in there talking. So if Bober had nothing to do with it, right? If Bober didn't know Aiden, if Bober didn't know any of these people, didn't know the page, none of that, fine. But the second I find out about it, and I know somebody that knows Mr. Bober, contacts him and says, "Hey, I asked Aaron to quash this as a favor," and he immediately did. "So why are you bringing it back up?" He claimed to not know about it. And then he's on Lorraine's page, and they're all apologizing. She's saying her page apologizes. Aiden's apologizing, saying he'll never say another word about me. And that's a lie, because he immediately did. Like I saw another post after it where he did. Um, and saying, "Oh, it was third party." Okay, well then who was the third party, Aiden? Who was the third party that slandered a police officer? Because somebody called. Just admit it. And you said some pretty heinous stuff to try and convince them. So I don't. It didn't matter to me in the grand scheme of things. I don't. That was a long drive out to Westlake, and I didn't go out there very often. And again, I wasn't supported by staff at all. It was all me. I saw my boss, maybe my supervisor, whatever you want to call her, the person that I saw supposed to see for supervision for the last 12 months, 3 times that I paid for every month. But hey, whatever. I don't care. I don't need the job. I choose to work. I don't need to work at this point. Mainly because of all the reasons you guys have pointed out. You keep pushing the buttons. You're going to keep getting what you get. So to top it all up, now you got T out there saying that I'm going to do all these bang bang things, and then saying I'm going to do all this other stuff, and then saying that I'm sending people or myself is coming by like her whatever house or wherever it is that, and her kid. I don't even know she had a kid. Like, I don't know anything about her at all other than the 87 different posts I have that she's posted about me. Pictures of me, calling me pretty, dressing me up like Dobby the elf, calling me bitch every chance she gets, threatening me, using the gospel against me, calling me, you know, saying I'm gay, saying that I was dishonorably discharged, saying that I'm a water boy in the military, saying, all these nasty things, and then saying she's going to sue me because she feels scared by me. Well, scared people don't do what you're doing, Tia. And when you say I'm the one that has issues, and again, we can go back and get that DSM-5 right here if you'd like. We can figure out together. I know what my issues are. I'm not the one out there making stuff up with these grandiose lies that you've made up about other people before. Because again, this is all of your MOs. You did it with Garen. Oh, someone's stalking me. Listen, guys, no one cares about you that much. The one thing you're gonna get out of me that's honest tonight is that I don't know. No. You are so not my type. So not my I do like women, just not that kind of woman. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not stalking you. I'm not coming to your page. I'm not looking for you. I have, again, if I have you blocked, how could I have those pictures? I don't have other pages. There's no way I could see what you have out. That's you posting that stuff online and other people taking it. Because again, everyone has enemies. Everyone makes enemies. For every fake account every one of you have, someone else has one too. And they're all using it. And again, all I have to do is step back like a spider and put my web up. And sooner or later, all the information comes to me. I don't have to go get it. It's there. I get it given. It gets given to me on the regular. And so that's where we're at. That's why I'm discussing that with you guys. I just want you to know, like, moving forward, I'm focused on my campaign. And I challenge any of them, because I know they watch me and these things. Go out and find any video, anything that I've done where, where I'm doing something really bad. Like, because they're acting like I broke the law. They're saying, oh, we've got all these lawyers together and some in the Republican Party and we're going to come sue. I hear a lot of people say that, right? Okay. I saw her attorney sue and go after the mayor of Avon Lake. How'd that work out? I went after the county. How'd that work out for me? I went after the city. How'd that work out for me? I don't have a problem winning. I don't have a problem winning. They do. So again, you want to come sue me? You can't get blood out of a turnip. Go ahead and sue me now, Tia. I don't have a job. You can't get blood out of a turnip. You can't. So come get some. Like, it doesn't matter. I still got my VA pension, and the cool thing about a VA pension is it's tax free and you can't come after it no matter what. You can get as many settlements as you want and you can never touch someone's veteran's pension. It's an amazing thing about that. Because that I know how you live off other people. You keep coming at me and I don't even care. Again, I do care that Aaron Bober is involved again and that his name's all over that other page and that he's engaging in conversations about a partisan politician when everyone knows he's a police officer. And then he's discussing my career and saying, well, he brought careers into it. I never called your boss, Bober. I never sent your boss the emails or the messages that you posted about clogging up suicide lines so that the lib no, so that the people that somebody that was calling in would like off themselves. You were making jokes about people unaliving themselves, and you got mad at me for calling it out. And all I did was call it out on a Facebook page of like 800 people. Then your brother came and threatened me, and then you had all these people come in there, and then one of your friends, who I'm friends with, asked me to take it down out of respect because I respect them. I did the one thing I never do, and I took it down, and I've regretted it to this day that I did it because you turned back around and later came back after me. That's fine too. Again, you guys did me a favor. Now I have plenty of time to focus on moving forward. That job was just a meantime. And again, I was only working 10 hours a week. You just basically freed up my Thursdays and Fridays at the beginning of spring and summer. But that's on you. That's how you waste your energy. While you guys have been wasting your energy trying to get my job, which again, go after my political standing, but my business, like, I haven't done that to anyone. I don't go to any of these politicians and go after their jobs, right? Like, except for the ones that are working in government and in government because they're not supposed to be. But hey, that's a different story, Mr. Radiff. And so again, guys, like, this is where we're at with that whole thing. I don't want anybody to think that I'm paying too much extra attention to it. I posted all those posts that I had saved from Tia because I knew there'd come a day where I would need to bring them back out. So over the last year, I've been saving all 80 so of them or whatever. And I had them prepped, including the memes and all this stuff. And again, I went back through and looked at all them. I can't find that definitive moment that says right here's where. So it has to be somebody that she knew, or somebody that, she's friends with, that I pissed off. Just like I know that when I started going after more, that's what turned certain people against me, because I know, like, before that, Kathleen was pretty cool with me, and then I went after more, and suddenly I was being called a hung henchman, and she wanted nothing to do with me. So everyone courts me for a minute, and then they realize that I'm not willing to play anyone's game but my own, and they get pissed. So, folks, just know that we're not gonna rehash that stuff, but I just wanted you guys to know where I stood on all of that, with what's going on, why I posted it. I'm not gonna get mad about it. I do hope that they're able to stop talking about me, because I don't go out of my way to post about them or do videos on them. I only respond when it happens. I only respond when they tell me, hey, you know, we're gonna someone posted this, someone posted that. Well, now I gotta respond. If you're gonna put stuff online that says that I'm gonna go out and pew pew people, or that I have mental health issues, things like that, that are definitively untruths about me, that are slanderous and libel, I'm gonna at least come out and defend myself after I get 8 people sending it to me in message. So I put that out there. People come and they respond. I answer back, and I walk away. That's it. I'm not going to lose an iota of sleep over it. Once I'm done here in a couple of minutes, I'm going to go over there and play a video game and not care at all. Like, I'm not going to lose any sleep. I'm not going to get mad. Nothing. So again, my goals in the beginning were to draw attention to myself, to get people to watch. That's what the show was about. That's what the song and dance was about. That's what the cursing was about. All of that. I can be anyone and anything I need to be in order to get the mission accomplished. That's part of the goal. Say what you will about that. So now I don't need to be that guy anymore. Do you see that guy here today? George Patton is a character, and an awesome one he is. But he's not always needed. Right now, what's needed is politician Aaron, and that's who you're getting. So moving forward, keep my seat warm, Mr. Arroyo, because I'm coming for it. It is my seat, and I'm going to have it, and I'm going to fix my ward. And if my little plan comes to fruition on the county side of things, once that's settled, I'm going to put some money back into some streets around here and rename one of them Nap Boulevard, just to irk everybody. I figure if I pay for it, we can put my name on it. And so, and that too, yeah. And last but not least, at that last meeting, I will say once again, stop whispering, stop texting, put your phones away. Not on my phone. Although I do occasionally get messages from Garen, because he thinks it's important to message me and break my concentration while I'm in here. But stop talking to each other. Stop whispering. Stop making jokes. Stop making funnies. Bradley, don't talk to Carrion. Zaleski, don't talk to Thornsberry. Mary, don't talk to Demakia. I need you guys to stop. Oh, and last but not least, don't call for votes, because when you go around telling people you're calling people to find out what's going on with their vote, little Miss Mary, that's considered a public meeting. That being said, I see, struck me on that. I wanted to say, no, I lost my train of thought. We're coming to the end anyway. I was just going to talk more about that whole open meetings thing and just looking at what they're doing. You guys got to stop talking. You're going to get up there and hold me accountable to some rules that you're not willing to follow yourself. It's ridiculous. 150% ridiculous. I'm not going to be spoken to that way. I'm not going to be treated that way. I'm not going to be talked to that way. I'm not going to have another grown man tell me what to do in that fashion whatsoever. And when I look at you individuals up there doing what you're doing, thinking that you're better than us, you're no better than us, you're the same as us. You're just everyday people. No different. You need to remember that. And again, that's my seat. I want it back. And back. I just want it. It's mine. And yeah, stop when you call people on the side for votes. When you guys are doing what you're doing within session, you gotta clean that up. But the phone calls, the text messages, the conversations, that's got to stop. That is against the rules. We're getting ready to tell the kids they can't have their phones on, and you guys can't do it for an hour. Just an hour and a half, for no other reason than that. If you guys want to like tune in and watch something fun, at least watch me chastising, my peers for not having their phones off in meetings, for not dedicating that time to the government that they swore to actually be there for. So not just say, hey, like we can, like do what Joel says at the beginning, silence our phones. Mine's always on silent because that's what I do for a living. Keep it on silent. But they couldn't do that. It's too much to ask. It's too much to ask. It's just for you guys to put your phones down for an hour. Oh, that's what I wanted to address last. So I want to put this out there really quick because nobody ever gets where I'm going with things. And I'm very neurodivergent, so I speak my mind. I'm very honest. I don't, sugarcoat stuff. And when I say things, they're meant to be factual, not hurtful. I mean, for instance, if I say you're fat, it's because you're fat. It's not because I want to be mean to you. Like, it's a descriptive. And it's an unhealthy descriptive at that. Now, I don't use racial slurs, but I believe in health. I believe in being okay. In a lot of ways, I just describe things the way I see them. You look like XYZ. So when I'm responding to people about these things, I'm just calling things out. So in my last podcast, it was brought to my attention that someone may or may not feel a certain sort of way about some things that I said. When I'm talking about something in general, and I'm going through a process and I'm explaining to everyone how public speaking is very difficult and how most people can't just get on a mic like this and talk like this for an hour without a script, without thinking about what they're going to say, where they can just continue to do this. It's very hard. So like when someone like Jane gets up and speaks and she says, did I do okay? Yeah, you did amazing because you're not a public orator. You're not freaking, up in front of a million people every day speaking. It's not your job. You're not the president of the United States. You're not even on council. So you don't have to be able to stand up there and be like, 407 years ago, my people came here. We defeated the natives and we moved our way across this country and manifest destiny and took it over state by state, even though they weren't states back then. No, most people can't get up and do that. They're not great orators. Like, it takes a certain kind of person to be able to get up and just talk. Public speaking is one of the hardest things to do. So when you interrupt someone in the middle of their speech or the beginning or distract them, you're doing them a huge disservice. And that's what upset me about that. And that's what upsets me about all of this is like, you guys can't just be blocking people and ignoring them. And so that's what I was trying to get at when I mentioned Miss Kempton sounding like she was tearing up. I will say that she has that tone a lot. It's not meant as a disrespect. She's emotional. She wears her heart on her sleeve. That's not a bad thing. Having emotions is a good thing, guys. So when I say you're going to tear up, that doesn't mean I can't. I can't. So when I see that, it makes me feel happy to know someone can actually show emotion because my emotions are all over the place. I don't show emotions properly. I try to judge what it's supposed to look like, but I don't show them appropriately. So when I see someone like her talking, sounds like she's going to tear up a little bit. That was the point of bringing it up, was that public speaking is hard. She was just talking about something pleasant and that emotion was bleeding through. So imagine if she was getting up to speak on the mic and Joelle cut her off, how that would look to her and how that would reset where she was coming from and how that resets all of these people every time they're getting ready to say something. You're trying to talk and then boom, one of these men says something that cuts you and you're like, and now you don't know what you were talking about. So that was my point when I brought up that she sounded like she was crying. It's that she, like Jane, like a lot of people, wears her heart on her sleeve. I was talking to her in Guerin's court about why we shouldn't have phones in there, and she sounded like she was gonna cry. And I know that's just how she is. Like, she's emotional, and that's not a bad thing. I wish people would stop making it like it is. And calling out someone being emotional is not a bad thing if the emotions are appropriate. That's all I'm saying, guys. So just remember that. Like, you can be mad, you can be sad, you can be happy, you can be any of these things. It's when you start making it about hurting someone intentionally. You know, I'm still on the fence. I don't call people's work. So more than likely, I won't even mess with Bober, even though I kind of said I probably would. I just don't. Like, he will get his sooner or later if he wants to play these games with people. And honestly, if my place of place of insurance holder didn't have the stones to keep me after a couple of phone calls, then I don't need to be there anyway. My clients were all very sad. That's all I needed to know. Well, and it kind of hurts my heart too. So, ugh, whatever. But anyway, my point being is that they can say what they want. I really do hope that Aiden and them are telling the truth and Lorraine, when she says it would make my life easier if you guys wouldn't talk about him. Well, again, you literally post on your page that anyone that posts my stuff or about me will be blocked or banned, but yet you let people talk crap about me, and you, under the guise of politics and under the guise of a politician. But nothing that they're questioning on that page is my politics. They're questioning my sexuality, and they're bad mouthing me. And even though you've deleted it, eventually you've allowed it to stay up. And the only reason you started deleting it was because people were sending it to me. And the only reason people were sending it to me was because you were leaving it up. My one good source became 6, 7, 8, 9 sources when you started letting that kind of hate and vitriolness go on your page. And again, I welcome it because I look at the people and I go, okay, so you've got Tia and Aiden and Deb, and they're all three coming together to attack little old me, saying I'm this horrible person. They've created this page, this narrative. They're going on these other pages, creating this narrative, but they're saying bigoted things. And the sixth ward has an LGBTQ population as well that I support. So when these bigots call me homosexual and they think it hurts me, I don't care. What if I'm bi? All I know is you guys continue to let a bigot in that circle, and it pisses people off. It drives normal, everyday people away. Even if you have someone like a Jane that's going to come in there and be like, I see both sides, like she does. She's not going to see that side. I mean, you're going to lose everyone with that kind of vitriolness. Everyone. I've never done that. And that's the thing. I challenge you. Go back and find what I've done. Ew. What I've done is not work out. Gross. And so that's the thing. Like, show me what I've done. Provide the evidence that you guys all say that I'm such a horrible person. Provide all the information that I put out there that is hatred, that is mean, that's threatening, that's calling people's works, that, other than, cursing, which is a constitutionally protected activity. Uh-uh. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you tonight. I don't want to drag this out any longer. I feel like I'm at the end. I want to go play some video games and get something else to sip on, some water. But I thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I just want you to understand that stuff with them, I'm done with that. Like, I posted what I posted because I need to cover myself. If she's gonna make statements that's saying that I might do something like negative, or if she's gonna post things that say that I'm stalking her, then I'm gonna post stuff that shows that this has been an ongoing incident and that there's zero chance I give any care for what she or any of them do. I will be running my campaign. For those that have reached out to me recently on the signs, I'll be working on getting my signs soon. I know some of you that aren't in my ward want signs as well, just because you want Republican signs, and I'll be getting them to you as soon as I can get them. Looking into maybe sponsoring some stuff soon too. So I'm going to be in election mode, folks, and all I can say is I'd like to get your vote. I'd like to spend some time out there on the streets talking to everybody, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to worry about this vitriolness or this hatred that goes on these other pages. People want to keep sending it to me. I'm going to still keep it. We'll save up for the next time that I need to use it. But I'm not going after them. And for, when Miss Ritchie says, I wish he would stay on his own page, I do, sweetie. I do. Trust me. I'm not on your page. Because God knows if I was on your page, I would be posting everything. I only get the worst of the worst because that's the stuff that people are offended by. They don't want to see it. And they know I can't defend myself. So if you get a handle on your people and your page, you'll never have that problem. No one will be sending me anything anymore. It'll go back to just being my one lonesome little birdie that you'll never find. But it's not me. So again, I'm on my own page. I stay in my lane, not anyone else's page. I have all those people blocked. And so the one key thing about that, remember that if they all admit that I have them blocked, I can't see anything they post. They can't see anything I post. I can't see a single thing Aiden, Tia, Deb, Lorraine, Mike Bukovic, any of those people, Kathleen, I've blocked them all. I see nothing. And they should see nothing of mine unless they have a fake page. I see nothing. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you coming out tonight. This is Aaron Knapp. This is Lorraine City Politics. Lorraine Politics Unplugged. Once again, episode number 10. 2.0. I apologize for the awkwardness in the middle with the internet going out for no good reason, but these things do happen. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, law enforcement be lawful, not awful. The rest of you, enjoy the rest of your night, and thanks for tuning in.